Introduction to the PBL. PBL is a new way of teaching that focuses on the learner, their interest and motivation, and aims to solve real problems. In this new role design, the teacher is put aside, giving the student the protagonism and confidence to carry out the tasks of the chosen project. Some definition of the PBL. Several authors have developed their own concepts of what is to work with this new methodology. Among them, we find definitions such as PBL is a type of approach that contextualizes students' learning by presenting them with real-life problems to which they must find a viable solution. PBL is a model that organizes learning around projects that are complex, based on challenging questions as triggers, giving the students the opportunity to design, investigate, and solve these dilemmas through their own iterations, leading to realistic projects. Working in this way gives the students the opportunity to learn more and better, retaining much more information than in the traditional textbook-based and teacher-centered way of teaching. In terms of language, PBL will provide a flexible methodology that will allow for the amalgamation of diverse skills that are meaningful to the learner. The author, Thomas, proposes 5 key points for the development of project-based learning. 1. PBL is central. 2. PBL forces constructive inquiry. 3. PBL is centered on challenging questions that lead the learner to seek solutions. 4. The project is carried out by the learner. And finally, 5. The projects are realistic. Benefits of working with PBL. Several authors claim that project work has proven benefits such as the development of self-esteem and independence, the increased positive attitude towards learning, the autonomy, the development of language skills, a better integration of the macro skills of a second language, the improvement of teamwork. PBL is an approach that allows for different modes of assessment. Learners are able to evaluate themselves continuously. Assessment is a process that involves all the actors. Key factors and the step for the implementation of projects. A project, firstly, is based on a number of key factors. The learner acquires priority content while working on projects. Each learner has time to express and reflect opinions as well as to manage the materials to carry out the task. As regards collaboration, the students have the opportunity to learn to work as a team. As regards connection to the real world, the students must communicate with a clear purpose that points to the real world. Each student should have the opportunity to lead the project. And finally, as regards evaluation, the students should be evaluated, but not in the traditional way. While these 6 factors are crucial to the realization of a project, it is possible to maximize its impact by taking into account the 10 steps to carry out a project. First, students and teacher agree on the implementation of an interesting project. Second, both determine the closing activity of the project. Third, structuring the project. Fourth, the teacher prepares the students for the research of information. Fifth, the students collect information. Sixth, teacher prepares the students to compile and analyze the data. Seventh, the students compile and analyze this data. 8. Learners are tested on their proficiency in the required language. 9th, presentation of the final project. And finally, the 10th, the evaluation. What happens when students engage in PBL? By working in projects, the students acquire a multitude of beneficial intrinsic skills such as voice and choice, invent, they create, they grow resilient, they are problem solvers, they learn to think outside the box, and they are more empathetic. At an academic level, they are more engaged, the students achieve more complex requirements, they are better collaborators, and they are above all empower students. Some final remarks. All the information provided is crucial not only to understand how the project-based learning works, but also to motivate anyone looking for a new way to teach and reach their students, rather than the traditional ways of teaching. Moreover, PBL has a double benefit. It not only motivates and improves learners, but also makes our work better because the PBL will solve problems that have always been there. During the last few years, several statistical studies have shown the decline of the education system and the dropout of students at national level, reaching alarming figures. This shows the failure of traditional education and the need to implement new strategies. This is where the PBL appears as one of the best options. The biggest challenge for the implementation of this type of approach would be the system itself. Many things should be put under the microscope, such as changes in the curriculum, lessening the bureaucratic burden for teachers, digitalization of spaces, among many other basics that many schools lack today.